7-Star Bricks! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We have not one, but two Midi-scale Millennium Falcons. This is the 25th anniversary Millennium Falcon set. Why are there two of them here? Well, we're going to do a one-to-one comparison of the Lego set and the knockoff Lego set. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the Lego set. I have to look at a certain part to know. But yeah, that's the Lego set. That's the knockoff set. Let's take a closer look at these sets. There you go. There's the packaging. Stuffed in a big bag that I took it out of. Now, it's funny because this has the branding on here, Star Wars and Disney. It looks kind of like the box, so you would think this kind of looks like the official one. I don't think the paper is as nice and the colors aren't as good. But there's no inventory of the parts in the back. And in actuality, the official one looks like that. It's white. Lego has switched to these white books. There's actually no Disney branding on the... Well, yes, there is. There's the Disney mark there and Star Wars and Lego. Obviously, this one doesn't have Lego, but it does have the Star Wars and Disney marks on it. This paper is just a little glossier and nicer. And then obviously because it's Lego, it's got the inventory of the parts in the back. Here's the first 6 steps in the Lego instructions. And the first 6 steps in the Jiestar instructions you can see clearly laid out differently, but they are in fact the exact same steps. And on the other page we go all the way up to 14. On the other page in Lego we only go up to 10, but they are the same exact steps. They're laid out much differently. Alright, here's the first difference. In step 20, they do show the printed hollow board piece right here. That piece, yeah, it's not in here. I mean, you're not really going to miss it unless you pull this apart to look at it, but it's not here. Alright, I got to bag 3, and I'm missing in bag 3 all these printed parts as well. So I got to thinking maybe I should check the other bags, because maybe Jiestar just put everything in a bag somewhere. Yep, last bag, bag 12. All of the printed parts, including the... Where is it? There we are. Including the printed hollow table part I thought we were missing. So, there we go. If you get this set, just be aware that all of the printed parts you need are in bag 12. You're going to want to dig that one out and open it and put it in a bin somewhere so you can grab these when you need them. Bag 9. I thought that I was having a problem with these pieces and that the clutch was bad on these, but it turns out these are fine. It is this 2x4 brick on the top under the printed parts that has no clutch. It won't let anything stick to it, so I'm gonna have to replace that. Alright, so here is the Lego Star Wars Millennium Falcon. It's a Midi-scale model. You can see this is the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. Ooh, so we got this Millennium Falcon. It's actually really cool. They actually, strange for Lego, but actually everything on this set is a printed piece. They didn't do any stickers on this set, which is pretty amazing, because on at least one of the other sets they did stickers, which is annoying. That's a pretty good looking Millennium Falcon. So we did the same terrible tube for the engines. However, this is a MIDI scale, so maybe a little more forgivable there. You can see it's just the tube engines. There's got to be a mod, or I'm going to create something that looks better. But for right now, it's alright. At this scale, it's okay. I didn't pay $800 for this, so can't be too cheesed about that. Even on the cockpit side, this cockpit is actually all printed as well. Couldn't believe it. Very cool looking. There you go, a Midi-scale Millennium Falcon. So what's not to love about this Midi-scale Millennium Falcon? Well, I mean, nothing, really. It's actually pretty good. So this is 921 pieces. And in the US, this retails for $84.99 plus tax. So you're probably looking at somewhere around $92 to $95 for this set. For 921 pieces, it's pretty much right on what you would expect. It's actually a pretty decent price. There are no minifigures, but every part is printed, so that's actually pretty cool. However, when you consider the alternative, this is also a Midi-scale Millennium Falcon. It is extremely similar. This is by Jiestar. I bought this from Youmko, and I will put a link in the description below. If you want to use my affiliate code, you can help out the site, and if you use my code 7StarBricks, you'll save 10% on this set, bringing it down currently to $11.46 plus shipping. Now in the US, the cheapest shipping option right now for this set from China is $12.35, bringing the total of this set with the 10% discount to $23.81. 90 some odd dollars. $23.81. 90 some odd 23. If you're broke, like me, and like a lot of people, or if you just don't want to spend $90 on this little set, this is a decent alternative. But there are, of course, some caveats, as always, with knockoff sets. You do get a decent price. You do get printed parts. However, if you look at the plaque that came with it, this says Safar Wars, and that this is the Tantive 4, which, no. That's clearly the Millennium Falcon. And if you look really close, I'm not sure if this is going to show up on camera. Maybe if I blast this with a really bright flashlight. Do you see next to Safar Wars, where it's really like blacked out? That says logo instead of Lego. So where this says Lego in the red next to Star Wars, it says Safar Wars, and it says logo. And it also says this is the Tantive 4. So that's a little odd. This plaque actually says 25 years of Star Wars. That's actually correct. Doesn't look the same. It's not the same colors, clearly. The knockoff is clearly more of a teal. The other one's clearly more of a light blue. But it's the same print. It's just, it's clearly not as good. You can't see as many details. But whatever, right? You're saving quite a bit of money there. The other things to be aware of. This print on the side. It's actually quite good. I'm not sure which one I like better, because this is a knockoff. This is a Lego one. And this one actually seems maybe slightly more detailed. I don't know if I just like it because of the darker print. However, these are the engine vents on the Lego Millennium Falcon. And there is no way to arrange these prints to even be going in the same directions. They're random. I don't know how they're pad printing them. I guess they're not doing it on any sort of template or whatever, but they are printed every which way. So you can't even make them look all like they're going in the same direction like the Lego one. They're very random. So there's that. And it's sort of the same with these. They're not quite as bad, but clearly these are all mounted the exact same way, and they are clearly facing slightly different directions. And then the Lego ones are all mounted the same way. I just kind of randomly put them on there, but if you put them on all the same way, they would be facing the same direction. So that's something to be aware of. We've also got, the cockpit actually looks quite good. It's slightly off from the way that the Lego one is printed as far as the tilt, but you really have to look hard to see that. Otherwise, it's just slightly darker than the Lego one. Still looks pretty good. Other than those things, this is basically a 1-to-1 for the Lego. Yeah, and I sat back down and I forgot something. So the engine tube on the Jiestar one, see if we can do this without dropping it on the floor. It's really screechy. So you can see the engine tubes are slightly different colors. I kind of want to get rid of those anyway, so that didn't really bother me too much. I hate those tubes with a passion. They just look garbagey. I'm sure we can come up with something better for that. Oh man, I was pretty sure that was going to break. Okay, so here is a plus in the Jiestar version. You build the base the exact same way. When I was holding the Lego one like this, it felt like the Lego one was going to break in half and fall over, and the Jiestar one is quite a bit more solid, so that's a plus for their bricks. But there you go. That's kind of a head-to-head of the knockoff Jiestar version and the Lego version. Now, if you skipped the build notes, let me point out I did get one piece on the Jiestar. It's a 2x4. It's a light bluish gray 2x4 plate. These vent pieces, which are slightly different than the Lego ones, but not enough that you would care, they would not stay on there. And I thought the vent pieces were maybe bad, but then I used the same vent pieces on another part and they stuck to it great, which made me think, is that a bad 2x4 piece? That's just a QA failure, because that's clearly an out of spec part, and I don't think I've ever seen a bad 2x4 from anybody. So yeah, be aware. I had to replace this 2x4 piece with a random one from my spare parts, which I think was a Xingbao piece, which is awesome. Other than that, they're knockoffs, right? So, but the one thing I thought was slightly weird is that the bags for the Jiestar one are some of them have that almost samey Lego numbering look on the bag, and then some of them have a very obvious knockoff numbering bag, which kind of makes me think that Jiestar just got parts for each bag from a different manufacturer, and the parts feel that way. I think it was the first couple of bags I was like, oh, I wonder if these are Xingbao bricks, because they are super good. And then, like, I don't know, the third or fourth bag, I was like, these bricks are not as good. What just happened here? And then we went back to a bag that looked the same as the first couple, and the bricks were great again, and then the quality kind of switched back and forth. None of them are bad. It's just some of them are notably better than others. So there's that. That's a weird thing. I think this may be the first actual Jiestar set I've put together. I'd actually have to go look at my videos, but I think this may be the first actual Jiestar set. I wanted a Jiestar for the Venator, and they didn't have one, so I put together the Leggy version, which was pretty good. That may be a Jiestar thing. I don't know. This is the first one I built. I do have another massive Jiestar set, so we'll see how that one is, and I'll let you know. But it's kind of nitpicking for $23, including shipping. Whatever. Yeah, I do like the fact that I could buy all of the MIDI sets in a knockoff version for less than the cost of one of the MIDI sets in the Lego version. So, way out. Which is more important to you? Things to wonder about. I wonder how many of you would be interested in getting a vinyl sticker or something to correct some of the misprints on this, or printed parts that correct some of the printed parts on this. Printed parts that correct some of the, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Maybe if we get a lot of interest, we can reach out to somebody and see if they can print us some stickers, or pad print some parts, or UV print some parts. I don't care. Just give me some better looking parts for these. That's it for the review portion of the video, guys. Once again, my name is Jay. This is 7-Star Bricks. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe if you don't mind. Thank you guys so much, all of you who already subscribed. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for years of doing this and still having people watching every goofy video I put out. Thank you to Youmko for the discount for this set. Guys, use the link in the description below. It helps the channel out. Use my code and you will get 10% off. Good deal. And if you see any other set there you want, that will help us too. Just use the affiliate link and then buy your little hearts out. We'll get money to, spend on more sets to build to review for you, because I don't do anything with that money other than throw it back into the channel, because I like spending money. And I don't like having money. I like having bricks. Yeah. Bricks. That's it. Video's over. Why are you still sitting there? You can go. Or, you can, where am I pointing? This way? This is some videos. This is subscribe.